and thank you for having me here today. I am Penelope Robotis, Chief Psychometrics Officer at IMEQ CENTER. My background is in clinical psychology and psychological assessment. I have spent the past decade working closely with seafarers and maritime companies to better understand human performance, resilience, and well-being at sea. I am honored to be part of this series sponsored by the UK P&I Club.
Thank you, Mr. Robotis. And can you share a story where seafarers' mental health improved through your support?
Yes, yes, I had worked with a 35-year-old engineer who had developed significant depressive and anxiety symptoms following a negative experience on board. Although he continued working, mostly out of fear that if he disclosed his symptoms, he might lose his job. However, over time, his condition deteriorated, marked by intense anxiety, fear, worry, tension, and growing emotional distance. When eventually he disembarked, he found himself unable to return to work because his symptoms were getting worse. At first, he was reluctant to seek help, especially because he feared that disclosing any mental health issue might jeopardize his job. Eventually, he reached out, we began therapy. And through our therapy, regular therapy sessions, and support of medication, we worked on stabilizing his symptoms and restoring his function. One of the most difficult parts or challenges of our work together wasn't just treating the symptom. It was helping him navigate the process of disclosing the conditions, his condition, to his employer in a safe and constructive way. That step required trust, time, a lot of courage on his part. Ultimately, he did return to work, and today he remains emotionally stable and professionally active. This was a powerful reminder that recovery is possible when support systems, both clinical and occupational, are in place. What this case taught me was, personally, that beyond symptom reduction, supporting a seafarer often means helping them navigate the fear and the uncertainty that comes with asking for help.
So please tell me, what's the moment that reminded you why this work matters?
One of the moments that reminded me why this work matters comes with the story of another seafarer who was also struggling with depression and anxiety. He wanted to get better so quickly and avoided talking about his emotions or his experience and what was really going underneath all this. For him, even just naming the feelings or the unwanted emotions or the disturbing thoughts felt uncomfortable, almost threatening. That really showed me how strong the stigma still is around talking about mental health and negative thoughts or emotions. Many seafarers are taught to be tough, to be strong, to keep things to themselves and never show vulnerability. But real progress, real work happens when they feel safe enough to open up, to talk about their mental health, to recognize negative emotions, unwanted thoughts, and talk about them without the fear of being seen as weak. Helping someone take that first step, sit there with emotions, with the experience, with the unwanted thoughts, instead of running from them, is what makes this work so important.
So, what's one thing that gives you hope for the future of seafarer well being?
What gives me hope is that mental health is finally being recognized as an essential part of safety and performance at sea, not just something good to have or optional. I'm seeing more and more companies taking active steps in providing psychological support to their seafarers, providing trainings on stress management and resilience, and starting real conversations about mental health. Recently, I delivered a mental health awareness training to a large group of officers. What stood out in that experience, they were so interested, engaged, and open to learning. So even though there's still work to be done, the growing openness and interest in mental well-being makes me hopeful that we're heading in the right direction towards a culture where mental health is recognized as significant and important, it's visible, and people can feel support.